We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. The nation's top juveniles face off in trials for our richest race. The Los Alamitos 2 Million on Sunday, November 23rd. Golden State Million winner in force and Ed Burke Million winner Jess I'm Worth It are among the great stars in action. Then on Sunday, November 30th, super sophomores will race in the Southern California Derby Trials with shaking going on at astronomical 1, 2, 3 set to race. It's a November of thrills at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning.
All righty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the damp gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital, and, of course, on the South Point Studio Streaming Network at YouTube, and, of course, locally here, our anchor radio station that you can hear the Race Day shows on, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM, and, of course, all of the other platforms that we're on, like our websites. And, of course, you've got your apps that you can get at your iPhone, Android, and Google phone, the YouTube app, and, of course, the KSHP app, so you can hear and watch us through your devices, and anywhere you get your podcasting as well. We welcome you to the show. On a very, very damp and rainy week here in Las Vegas. When we last talked on Sunday, it was starting to get bad. And so the rains came all day and all day Monday. And I got to tell you, there is a lot of flooding going around here in Las Vegas. And it let up a little bit in the afternoon yesterday, and then more rain came overnight. It is a little bit cloudy and a little drizzling in areas here this morning as I came in my rain gear. And we're going to get a little break here in Las Vegas for the remainder of today, and then we have another storm that's coming in that's going to dump rain on us on Tuesday and Wednesday, and it looks like we're going to get periodic clearing and rain for the foreseeable. I guess the next 7 days, we're just going to get some storms that are coming in, and they all come from Southern California. You know that, and so the big deal is. What's going to happen when the racing resumes at Del Mar over the weekend? Because we're getting rain that's could be simultaneously with the fronts that are going through Southern California to here. And if it times out right, there may very well be a chance of no racing over the weekend at Del Mar. We'll wait and see. Because if Southern California got the amount of rain that has dumped here in Las Vegas, I can tell you, that track's got to be a sea of mud right now. And so these fronts, by the way, are going across the country, as you know. And right now in Southern California, it looks like it's pretty clear because the front that's making its way over the Sierras here from California and will be here in Las Vegas, of course, will be later on today. So that's the way it is. There's just these fronts going through. Right now there's that front that went through here yesterday or overnight last night is making its way through Arizona, etc., which could affect racing at Turf Paradise because Turf Paradise canceled their races yesterday because of the off weather. So Turf Paradise canceled yesterday. We'll wait and see if they're going to run today. And, of course, as I say, the weather looks like it's going to be a hit and miss throughout the entire Southwest for the rest of the week. And right now, I understand that it's pretty bad in New York as well, although there's no racing today at Aqueduct. But they say it's raining in the city there. So we'll wait and see about all that stuff. It's typical winter-type racing. I mean, it's really that, look at the date. I mean, today's already the 19th of November. And we got a week from tomorrow. It'll be Thanksgiving Day. So we are expecting this type of weather across the country, but that's just the way it is right now. Here in Las Vegas, it's 49 degrees. And not only are we getting the rain, but it's getting damp and cold out there, too. We're only going to hit 60 degrees today here in Las Vegas. But then you take some of the really nice places in the wintertime, like Miami, 82 degrees there. So there seems to be fine with the racing down in Florida. As I say, New York is 49 and raining, but there's no racing in New York today. Chicago, 46 degrees, going to top out at 46. And as far as the hottest spot in the country, well, Phoenix, Arizona is 63, and they're getting the rain that we got overnight, so it's only going to top out at 63. But again, Brownsville, Texas. That's right, Jonathan. He just read his lips. It is Brownsville, Texas, 90 degrees. Oh, my. In any case, Tampa Bay, 85 degrees and sunny. I say that because it's opening day today at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay opens its racing season today, and we'll be taking a look at some of the jockeys that have competed at Tampa Bay and what you're to expect from those jocks there, okay? And so that right now is kind of like the weather is right around the country right now. Now, we were determining whether we were going to do a Thanksgiving Day race day show or not, because as you know, Del Mar and Aqueduct that usually ran on Thanksgiving Day decided they are not having a Thanksgiving Day card at either Del Mar in Southern California or Aqueduct in New York. However, Churchill Downs, it's a big day of racing at Churchill Downs on Thanksgiving Day, and we have the fairgrounds. The fairgrounds that will be opening, this week. I think the fairgrounds is going to open up tomorrow Fairgrounds opening tomorrow. They have a big Thanksgiving Day card. So we're going to do a Thanksgiving show, as we always have in the past. But we were thinking about maybe not doing it because of the lack of, some of the racing cards out there. But we are. We're going to do a Thanksgiving Day race day show, highlighting, obviously, Churchill Downs and the Fairgrounds. And it'll start at the same weekday time of 7 a.m. So, we want to make sure we're in and out by the time Macy's has that parade and all of the football starts. So we will have a show on Thanksgiving Day. All right, today is opening day at Tampa Bay. Tomorrow, opening day at the Fairgrounds. Some stuff out of HISA. All right, we're getting more HISA news now. HISA is their drug rule on the HISA violation level. They are taking a look at that, and they're thinking about raising the levels of the drug uses some drug users can have. So HISA is going over their entire drug rule, and we'll wait and see what happens there for that. They're going over those levels right now. And they're also going over the new rules of suspensions. When they have a suspension with a trainer or jockey, they've been doing it, sometimes on a delayed basis, sometimes on an immediate basis. So they're going to take a look at that rule as well. What HISA is doing is they are trying to fine-tune some of the rules that they have put into effect that have gotten a lot of feedback from horsemen, etc. So they're going to take a look at some of these rules now, and we'll wait and see if it'll change anything. That's for sure. But they're taking a look at those rules now. At least it's some sort of a positive situation. Taking a look at Del Mar. Now, they had the Bob Hope handicap that was canceled on Sunday because the races were canceled on Sunday. So they drew the races for... Actually, the Bob Hope was scheduled to go on Saturday when they had the complete cancellation of racing on Saturday. The official first running of the Bob Hope, the first time they were supposed to schedule it, was on Saturday. But that was canceled. So they transferred it to Sunday, but they didn't get enough entries. So they canceled it on Sunday. So what they did is they said they're going to do it on Friday, okay, this coming Friday, the Bob Hope. It's for 2-year-olds, okay? What happened is they only got 3 entered for the Friday edition of the Bob Hope. So after 3 attempts, Del Mar said to heck with it. They canceled the Bob Hope. They only got 3 canceled for that. So I guess they don't have enough of the winning 2-year-olds to go in the Bob Hope at Del Mar, which seems highly unbelievable since Bob Baffert's got all those fantastic 2-year-olds. But the Bob Hope has officially now been canceled. It ain't going to go on Friday. Talking about some unusual things that are happening at Del Mar this year, like the weather that went through there, and of course the cancellation of the Bob Hope because of not enough horses. What about the leading jockey? What kind of odds would he have gotten that Mirko Demura is the leading jockey at Del Mar right now? Everybody would have thought of it either John Hernandez, Antonio Fresu, maybe Umberto Rispoli. It's Mirko Demura is your leading jockey right now going into this week at Del Mar. And this guy's he hit the ground running at Del Mar. All I can tell you is Demura has won 10 races in the short Del Mar season after, of course, the Breeders' Cup weekend, out of 22 starts. 10 races out of 22 starts. Mirko Demura now catching fire down there at Del Mar. And as you may or may not know, I'm sure you did, that Aqueduct canceled their races after the second race on Sunday because of high winds, big high winds. So we had Jonathan Hardoon, who gave us a pick in the second race, and that horse won the second race at Aqueduct, okay? The horse was Metatron. Metatron wins with Ricardo Santana aboard, paid $7.14 to win. And then, of course, Jerry J had a pick in the next race, in the Pebble Stakes, in that race. So naturally, you had a Siraco double going. Well, I hope you bet the win bet as well, because Jonathan's horse, you did cash at $7.14. But if you had the double going into the second half, $2 and change is what the consolation double paid because they canceled the races after that second race due to the high winds at Aqueduct. As a result of that, the Pebble Stakes, obviously, and the Forever Together Stakes did not go on Sunday at Aqueduct. So those two races will be rescheduled for this Sunday at Aqueduct. So the rescheduling of the Pebbles and the Forever Together Stakes will be rescheduled for this Sunday at Aqueduct. Some little positive news going on. The Oregon account wagering hub, which is a big hub in Oregon, it takes account wagering for a lot of racing and racetracks in that sector. Their account wagering handle was up 5.6% in the third quarter. So they got some people betting up there at least, 5.6%. The Oregon hub, their off-track wagering there. And Santa Anita is going to up their overnight purses for the big meet coming up the day after Christmas by 5%. So the purses for those races are going to go up 5% as a result of making money on the handle. And all I can say is there was a British company, the United Kingdom in Britain, and the initials of the company are BUSR. BUSR. We're taking bets at Santa Anita and the defunct Golden Gate. This goes back a ways to defunct Golden Gate. And the people who own that, obviously, is First Racing, the Stronach Group, sued the British betting company for taking bets on their races at their racetracks and didn't pay them a rights fee to do it. And so they got a settlement from the British betting people of $3.64 million. So there's a lot of illegal, things going on out there, but they get caught sooner or later. And if you're going to take bets from a racetrack, you better have the approval from that track to take it. That's all I can say about that. All right. We have our handicappers today. Jonathan Hardoon's back. If it's Wednesday, it's Dwayne Colucci. Dwayne's going to give us a report out of the Rampart and a pick, no doubt. And Rich Engel will be along with his selection. John Lenda will be here to tell us the latest from Southern California. And Jerry J, of course, will be along with us for some thoughts about more on betting and how to betting strategies, etc. And, of course, we have your racing menu coming up next. Looking ahead to this weekend, as I say today, opening day at Tampa Bay, tomorrow Fairgrounds. On Saturday, Aqueduct will hold two New York State Stallion Stakes series. There'll be two stakes races there. There'll be a $300,000 Grade 3 race at Churchill Downs, a $100,000 Grade 3 at Del Mar. Fairgrounds is going to have three $100,000 stakes races on Saturday. Gulfstream Park will check in with one. Laurel will have three $100,000, and Woodbine is going to have a $150,000 stakes race. And on Sunday, Aqueduct will come back with the two stakes races that were canceled last Sunday. As we said, the Pebbles and Forever Together stakes. And Del Mar will kick in with a Grade 3 for $100,000. Woodbine will have a $150,000 stakes race. And I want to remind everybody that coming up on Monday, now we won't have a show on Monday, but Monday is a big day for Zia Park in New Mexico. It's the New Mexico Classics Day for the New Mexican bred horses Classics Day there. There's going to be 8 of those stakes races, 6 of which have a purse value of $150,000, and 2 will be $200,000 races. So it's going to be a big day on Monday at Zia Park as well. That's the way the stakes races look for this upcoming weekend. All right, we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we'll start with your racing menu and get to our handicappers, so don't go away.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. The nation's top juveniles face off in trials for our richest race. The Los Alamitos 2 Million on Sunday, November 23rd. Golden State Million winner in force and Ed Burke Million winner Jess I'm Worth It are among the great stars in action. Then on Sunday, November 30th, super sophomores will race in the Southern California Derby Trials with shaking going on at astronomical 1, 2, 3 set to race. It's a November of thrills at Los Alamitos.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. A quick, kind of a little bit more clarity on what Heise is doing as far as the drugs. There is this drug, metformin. Metformin is a drug used by humans, really, to prescribe medications to treat diabetes in humans. But they're using it in horses for some reason or another. I don't know how it affects them, but it is. And so they're looking at the threshold level of that particular drug before they, administer a fine or a suspension. And as far as they're going to try to soften the provisions, suspensions of suspected violators, because after the public comment review that they're getting, the requiring the immediate suspensions of trainers facing violations for banned drugs, they're going to take a look at that and find out what's going on with that, okay? All right, let's get to your racing menu for today, reminding you that the first post times, well, you know what? I'm going to give you a quick thought. You got a little bit of what happened on Sunday at Aqueduct. Real quick, Sunday at Churchill Downs, the early pick 5 with prices of $53.70, $22.64, $8.16, $9.70, and $9.60. You put all that together, and the early 50-cent pick 5 at Churchill paid $15,417.66. And all I can tell you is the payoffs in the pick 5s at Churchill have been unbelievable. Luis Saez had a couple of winners on Sunday at Churchill, and so did Irad Ortiz Jr., as expected. But that kind of a highlight there on Sunday at Churchill. And as far as Del Mar was concerned, Steve Knapp got a couple wins, yes, on Sunday at Del Mar, a $13 winner and a $4.80 winner. And Mirko de Muro, we already said he's got 10 wins out of 22 starts at Del Mar. He got his 9th win out of 16 starts in the 5th race on a $12 winner there. And John Lindo came up with a winner as well as Jonathan did at Aqueduct. John Lindo had a winner at Del Mar on Sunday. That winner came in the 7th race, Berlin Wall, giving Tiago Pereira his 3rd win on the day in the first 7 races at Del Mar. It's nice to see because you remember he had that awful nasty spill and was off for a while, and he was going good at the time, and he came back and he's riding in the zone again. Pereira got his 3rd win on the Del Mar in the 7th race, paying $5 even. That was John Lindo's pick on the show. Bet down from 4-1, by the way, on the morning line. By the way, in that race, Juan Hernandez hit the ground. He came out of the starting gate, and he lost the rider at the starting gate. And I'm sure that Jonathan Ardoon will have something to say about a starting gate incident at Del Mar that resulted in not giving a horse the non-starter provision. And I'm sure Jonathan's going to talk about that in a minute or two. Let's go to your menu for today. Reminding you again, the first post times are that of the Pacific time zone. If you're in it, fine, like we are here at the South Point. If you're coming to the races today, fast, firm, and perfect, always and nice and dry and comfortable in the race book here. These will be the first post times. If you're not in the Pacific time zone, you're in another one somewhere around there, and all the different jurisdictions and that we go to with all our platforms. Just adjust from the Pacific time zone to whatever one you're in, and then you won't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? We begin with Parks Racing. They got 10 races today at Parks. Their first post time is at 9:05. Then we got Finger Lakes. Finger Lakes gets underway 5 minutes later with their 9-race card at 9:10. Tampa Bay Downs, opening day at Tampa Bay. Full fields for their all 9 races today at Tampa Bay. Their first post time is at 9:40 at Tampa Bay. Churchill Downs has 9 races today. First post time is at 10 a.m. They got a nice big pick 6 jackpot carryover going on at Churchill. $145,504 in their pick 6 jackpot carryover. 9 races today. First post time is at 10 a.m. Turf Paradise, hopefully, crossing our fingers, they'll go today. They canceled yesterday, remember, but they're still on schedule to go today. Their first 2 races will be quarter horse races. Races 3 through 8 will be thoroughbreds. That makes up the 8-race card. Turf Paradise first post time is at 12:15. Delta Downs has 8 races today, and their first post time is at 2:45. And then Penn National. Penn National has 9 races. First post time is also at 2:45. And then we wrap it up with Charlestown with 8 races there at Charlestown and a first post time of 4 p.m. That's your racing menu for today. And now we'll go out to Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. A new fancy hat you're wearing. What is that, your rain hat?
My rain hat, yeah. It's raining out.
That's right. Yeah.
Come on. I mean,
Look sharp.
Yeah, I mean, when you value the small hair follicles you have left on your head, there you go. You wear hats, and certainly it was. I got to tell you, it was really, really eerie in the house yesterday because it was so dark because of the clouds and the rain all day. You had the lights on in the house like at 10 a.m. in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. It just. I don't know how they can stand up in those places like Alaska where they have, 4 months of
Sunshine,
nothing but daylight
40 hours.
and like 4 months of nothing but darkness. It'd drive you crazy. But yes, this is my rain hat.
Okay. Very nice.
In any case,
Okay.
Starting gate and an incident that happened
Wow.
at Del Mar. Go ahead.
They've had 3 incidents over the last few days. They made one horse, they refunded the money. And believe me when I tell you, that was the only one that they had a legitimate reason not to refund the money. Because in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, that horse refused at the start. But listen, at least they gave back the money. That's fine. The other 2 cases were horrible, Ralph. The 4 horse, let me get his name and do this the right way.
Well, and also tell us what day. Tell us
It
the
was
day.
Sunday.
Sunday, okay. And
Sunday.
what do you have the race in there?
Yeah, I'm getting for you
Okay,
right
all
now.
right.
I should
Go
have
ahead.
had it. I'm sorry. Mr. Disrespectful in the 7th race.
Yeah.
He was the 4 horse. Okay, so if you watch the head on, the starter is holding on to his head with his hand over his face. They declared that horse a starter. Are they crazy? Not only that, they said it was a unanimous decision. Ralph, first of all, this is happening way too often. You get this once every week or whatever. It's happening 2 and 3 times a day there. So something's up with these horses in the starting gate. I'm not sure what it is, but it should be fixed. And as far as the stewards are concerned, they have to go, rewrite the rule book or whatever it is. Because even if it's a question, and even if they get it wrong and refund the money, isn't that a lot better than declaring the horse a starter and screwing everybody? Give the people back their money. What's the difference? They're going to be betting in another race. They're going to bet in the next race anyway. Why do they do this? It's just wrong. It's not fair to the players.
Well, and not only that, they could have been bailed out too if they made it a non-starter because the favorite won the race, and so that horse would have went to the favorite for the race over race bets like pick 4s, pick 5s, etc.
Exactly.
And the pick 3 and the double for that matter. You'll get a consolation, like I did at Aqueduct.
By the way, they're the worst, Ralph. I'm not kidding you. In New York, that's one good thing about New York. In 30 seconds, they refund the money. They refund the money 9 out of 10 times in New York, and in California, they declare the horse a starter 9 out of 10 times. So, it just pisses people off, and rightfully so. Give us a fair shake. That's all we ask.
Well, the race that you're talking about, that was the one where John Leno gave us the winner at $5 even. And Mr. Disrespectful, that was Juan Hernandez that stayed in the starting gate. What happened when the gate opened, it looked as if the starter was still holding on to the reins of the horse because Hernandez, the horse had acted up, and like Hernandez was just getting ready. And so when he held it, Hernandez was ready to go with the horse. When he held it, the horse went out from under Hernandez because he left the starting gate, and Hernandez held on to the starting gate and just stood there in the gate. And that was the process there. But yes, it looked like everybody who could see the head-on that the starter, and I'm not blaming the starter. The starter's trying, for the safety. He's doing his job, right, for the safety of the horse. So we're not blaming the starter. These things happen in an instant.
I'm not blaming the starter. The starter's doing everything to give the horse a fair shot. He's holding his head, and he's making sure the jock is on and everything else. But that case and the day before, both those horses should have been declared non-starters, and they just didn't. I mean, it's just wrong. That's all.
I agree with you totally on that. And yes, it is mind-boggling that it was a unanimous decision, because one of the three stewards in that booth had to say, look at the other two and say, you kidding me? Right?
Really?
But in any case, that was the deal. And you're right. There is quite a few of the starting gate incidents that are happening at Del Mar. And it might be a cyclical thing. It might be a cyclical thing. I don't know. But
everything is a cyclical thing. In New York, the jockeys are all falling off and getting hurt. It's just everything just seems to happen in bunches, and unfortunately, it happens in horse racing. And that's not good. By the way, as far as
it happens in sports, when you're at that competition, it'll happen. The thing that's also kind of interesting is the Bob Hope, which is for 2-year-olds, couldn't get enough 2-year-olds to go in that stakes race. I don't get that.
Well, they probably had 5 starters, and they were all Baffert horses. Do you want to run a race where the trainer trains every single horse in the race?
Well, what they did was when they finally canceled it the third time, the first time it was because of weather, the weather conditions. The second time was because they couldn't get enough entries. And the third time, they only got 3 entered in it. So I'm imagining all 3 of them might have been Baffert's horses, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, but whatever the case may be, that was kind of unusual too. But
by the way, Ralph, it's nice of Heise to now all of a sudden take a step back and they're figuring out what to do. Meanwhile, they suspended Wang for that metformin that they're now allowing, or whatever. They're lightening up. So how do you suspend a guy for a couple of years and then allow it and bring it back? Are they going to let him back in now? I mean, they're figuring all this out on the fly. Shouldn't they have had this all fixed before they even instituted Heise?
Well, maybe, when they should have took the situation where when you suspend trainers, and even jockeys, but when you suspend trainers and you do it for that amount of time, either their assistant takes over or they're disbanded and go to other trainers. And then when you finally when you finally reinstate the guy, his business has already been decimated. Okay, and so where does that come in? And secondly, with the jockey, same thing. If you're going to suspend him for a long period of time, you're taking away his livelihood. Number one, and secondly, a jock busts his butt to get out there in the morning to try to get on some nice stakes horses, etc. They get on some nice horses, and now they have to be replaced by another jockey who may win the stakes race or whatever with that horse. Now, what do you do when this jock comes back? Are you going to tell the guy that rode him in the last stakes race that he can't ride him? There are ramifications. It's like throwing, a rock on a lake and then watching the rippling effects. There are rippling effects to this, and maybe they should have, instead of, putting down the hammer, maybe they should have taken the suspensions and those things into consideration and do a lighter one until it's figured out. And I hope that's what will happen.
They are ruining people's lives and their careers. There's a trainer in New York, Phil Serpy. He's
Yeah.
like a lifetime 6 or 7% cheater. I promise you, Ralph. I'll bet dollars to donuts. He's a hay and oats guy. He does nothing wrong. He's been in the business for 100 years, and they go and suspend him for 2 years. He's had a clean record his whole life. They go and so they basically put you out of business, and then they come back and they change the rules. Well, that doesn't seem very fair. After you ruin the guy's life and his career, well, then we're going to change the rules. It's just wrong.
And I agree with you on 99.9% of the time. So the extended soapbox, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Ardoon has solved the problems of racing.
Well, not really.
All right, give me
Nobody
a winner.
Slim pickings today at Churchill, Ralph. Honestly, the card looks kind of chalky, but we're going to look at the 8th race today, and I like the number 5 horse in here, Dame Laura, 2-year-old filly from the red-hot Brendan Walsh barn. Louis Sayers takes the mount today. She's listed at 5-2 on the morning line, 2 races on the grass. She ran very, very well last time out, breaking from the 11 post at Keeneland, a near impossible mission. Now she draws a better post. She's listed at 5-2 on the morning line. I think you'll get every bit of it. I like number 5, Dame Laura, to win today's 8th race out of Churchill Downs.
All right, we have not got any late scratches from Churchill yet, and so we will go in the 8th race with the 5 Dame Laura. The 5 Dame Laura in the 8th race at Churchill. You have a full sheet at Churchill today, don't you?
Yes, I do. JONHARDOON.com.
All right, you keep watching them there, Jonathan. You're the guy. You got the eyes on the on that.
The eyes in the field. Okay,
yeah.
Ralph.
Thanks a lot, Jonathan.
Right, my friend. Talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.
Right.
Stay safe and be well.
Okay, we're going to go right to Dwayne Colucci standing by. He's been standing by a long time at Rampart there. Dwayne, good morning.
How you doing today, Ralph?
A lot of soapbox there for Jonathan today, that's for sure. But all valid, opinions.
Yeah, definitely. From the starting gates to short entries into Bob Hope.
Yeah.
Definitely, John hits them all, and I agree with him on most of his takes. I'll be honest with you.
Well, we're getting into the part of the year where the weather conditions will cancel some races, and there's kind of a light racing schedule as far as the tracks overall until we get the day after Christmas, until the holiday is over, and we get back to racing at Santa Anita. But we do have Churchill Downs, and the Fairgrounds is going to open tomorrow. Tampa Bay is opening today, and there's a lot of fans that like those tracks.
Yeah, definitely. And Tampa's card was very competitive if you look at it. The late pick 5, I was going over, and I was going deep in some of those races. Hopefully they'll stay on the turf there. But definitely, as the betting menu expands, it's great for us bookmakers who are entertaining horse racing still here in Las Vegas. And, looking forward to the Thanksgiving Day cards as well to complement the football at Churchill and the Fairgrounds. Definitely an exciting meet coming up there. Jose Ortiz is geared up. And
oh, yeah.
The turf course, I saw pictures, Ralph. The turf course looks fabulous. The track looks good. They added some money into there, some expansion. So definitely Fairgrounds is a premier meet. And, the second oldest track, I believe, in America.
It is.
It's
yes.
good for racing.
As far as Tampa Bay is concerned, you take a look at some of the stats from last season at Tampa Bay, and Sammy Camacho, that guy won at a 22.5% rate and had 105 wins at the meet. He wasn't the top jock. The top jock was Samuel Marin. Samuel Marin had 115 wins, but his win percentage was only 20.6%. And you got, the riders coming back like Sonny Leon and Danielle Centeno and Jose Ferrar. So it's going to be, and Antonio Gallardo. So it's going to be a good meet, I think.
Yeah, definitely a lot of veteran jockeys there that you mentioned, and definitely Centeno and Gallardo and those guys, and Ferrer definitely are guys to watch. And you throw in the mix. I saw Miguel Vasquez has a couple of live mounts today as well. So definitely a good riders colony there. And you'll see the trainers come as the turf racing expands. You will see Miguel Clement. You will see Chad Brown have a few horses there. And as the meet gets going, it definitely gets better and better racing at Tampa Bay.
Well, my man, let's get a winner today. Where are you going with the pick?
Yeah, I know. I'm getting confused here. I had the winner at on Sports by the Book last week. I got to give one here on race day.
Yeah.
Definitely. We're going with the ninth race at Churchill Downs. I'm going with a first-time starter, the three-horse Slay Sadie Slay. For those Bob Dylan fans, Lady.
Yeah.
Definitely a reference. Irad Ortiz, Richard Dutrow. You look back here, Ralph, in October, this horse had a stellar 47 and 4 work. That was about sixth out of 211 horses. It seems like he has a good work, then a bad work, then a good work, then a bad work. The pattern that this horse is putting forth. Definitely Richard Dutrow will have the screws tightened. Irad Ortiz has finished 40 races, Ralph, out of his 95 starters, either first or second, and 25 of them are wins. We can't say enough about Irad. The other day, Pratt won 7 at Aqueduct. Irad won 5 at Churchill with a much more, competitive Colony, I believe. So Irad is still right there as one of the top riders in the country. Let's cash this one 6-1. I don't think we'll get that price because it works, but Dutrow and Irad. Slay Sadie Slay, ninth race at Churchill.
All right, ninth race at Churchill, number 3, Slay Sadie Slay. And because Hardoon came in the 8th race with the 5-horse, I got a Siraco double of the 5-3, the 5 in the 8th, and the 3 in the 9th. And your pick is the 3 in the 9th. And we always tell everybody, if they're in your part of the country up there in Las Vegas, in the Summerlin area, and you don't stop at the Rampart, that will be your first bad beat of the day. Thanks a lot. And my man, we'll talk to you, Dwayne, on next Wednesday.
Definitely, Ralph. Thanks for having me on, and have a great day.
And I want to remind everybody that it's okay for you to give out a winner on Sports by the Book, because people should be watching that as well as the race day show. So there you have it. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans.
Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you.
Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Are you ready to lock in your bets and cash in on the games this weekend? Get weekly football winners from Alex White, Chris Andrews, and Vinny Malulo.
I did take the dog 3.5.
I'm going to stay with the Colts here. That's definitely going to be one of my plays.
If the Bears have turned the corner, they have to take care of business in this game.
Yes.
Tune in for behind-the-book perspectives you won't find anywhere else.
Well, if you're looking to bet the under, you're going to get a better number.
The wise guys are certainly not going to play the favorites.
I know if it hits 7, don't blink. Maybe that's what bettors are waiting for.
Every NFL matchup, every college game that matters, the spreads, the stats, and the smart money plays.
Is there a way to bet against both teams?
Get your winning edge with Football Frenzy, streaming on YouTube every Friday at noon Pacific.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Let's go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners. And I heard you say that most of the handicappers gave out a winner on Sunday. My contribution was in football. I gave out the San Francisco 49ers. They destroyed Arizona, but my horse didn't run any good. But tip of the cap for the handicappers giving out winners on Sunday.
And, of course, you stay very steadfast and very good for us on football, both college and pros. But, the 49ers handled them pretty easy on Sunday. Well, Richie, I hope you're staying dry in your part of the country. I know that they canceled the races on Saturday because of the wet weather at Del Mar, on Sunday because of high winds at Aqueduct, and yesterday because of the bad weather at Turf Paradise. But this is the type of things that will happen at this time of the year with the winter weather.
No question about it. It is winter, and so, it is what it is, Ralph. And at least here in Vegas, I know yesterday it rained like heck in my part of town. But, you just have to go with the flow, and you're going to get some cancellations due to multiple things, whether it's snow, wind, rain, temperature, just all kinds of stuff. But you just gotta hang with it.
Yeah, the two phrases for all the rain that we got yesterday were cats and dogs and buckets of rain, that's for sure. Okay, well, what do we no football to talk about today. Of course, we'll have a Thursday night game tomorrow in the NFL, but you got a horse pick for us today?
Yeah, I got a pick at Turf Paradise in race 5, but I wasn't sure if they were coming off the grass or not. Did you get a confirmation one way or another?
No, I did not.
Turf?
And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't even know if they're going to cancel later on or not. But we'll take the pick and go as you indicate.
Well, here's what I'll do. I'll be real quick because I know you got two more guys coming on. I'll give the pick at Turf. I'll give a backup pick at Parks, and then I'll get off the air and let John and Jerry take over.
Okay.
Race 5 at Turf Paradise is a mile on the grass. If it's turf only, number 1 at Kennebec with Harry Hernandez riding 4-1 in the morning line. This horse ran in the stakes at Hawthorne last time out without Lasix and didn't run a lick, a step. Gets back on Lasix. It's an optional climber. So we'll go with the 1, Kennebuck, race 5, turf only. A backup pick, Ralph, if they cancel that. Parks, race number 9, the number 5, Sturdy. I didn't have time to give it to Sean, the type of graphic.
Okay.
But Parks, race 9, number 5, Sturdy. Eric Cancel ships in from New York with George Weaver. And this horse looks really good in that spot, Ralph.
All right. Turf Paradise, your key play in the 5th race is the 1 Kennebec, the 1 in the 5th at Turf Paradise. Your alternate comes at Parks Racing in the 9th race, number 5 Sturdy, the 5 Sturdy in the 9th. And, of course, folks out there, if you want to, and both of the races run, you can bet them both. Thanks a lot.
Two winners.
Thanks a lot, Rich. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Al. Good luck, everybody.
One final short break, and when we come back, John and Jerry, don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. The nation's top juveniles face off in trials for our richest race. The Los Alamitos 2 Million on Sunday, November 23rd. Golden State Million winner in force and Ed Burke Million winner Jess I'm Worth It are among the great stars in action. Then on Sunday, November 30th, super sophomores will race in the Southern California Derby trials with shaking going on at astronomical 1, 2, 3 set to race. It's a November of thrills at Los Alamitos.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All righty, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Dwayne just got a hold of us and said that his initial pick at Tampa Bay, his initial pick was scratched. Dwayne's initial pick was scratched, so he gave us his alternate play for today. His alternate play comes at Tampa Bay. In the 7th race, he likes the 10-horse Rouge Lash. The 10-horse in the 7th race at Tampa Bay is Dwayne's backup play now. He indicated to us that his initial play got scratched. So we'll go with that. His horse at Churchill got scratched. All right, let's go out to John Lendo now. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
Well, we're bobbing and weaving here with some scratches and late changes and certainly tracks that are canceling because of the weather. Now, as we speak, the latest we got from Turf Paradise is they're still running, but they're running, there's a couple hours still to go before Turf Paradise runs, and we know it canceled yesterday. We know there's bad weather going through there, and so we'll wait and see if they cancel today. But as of the moment right now, we have it as running, so we'll wait and see about that. What's up in Southern California?
Yeah. Well, the sun's out now, but we have had no workers at Del Mar Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, They're supposed to have a workout period now. The break is just about over. They'll be going on the track now and have some workouts between now and 10:30. They've lengthened the training hours today to try and get some works in. Santa Anita's been kind of the same schedule. They've had works on the Tepita training track, but nothing on the main track since Friday. So, right now the horsemen are just trying to play catch up, and we're expecting a little bit more rain tomorrow night, Thursday night into Friday. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and every time you get that rain, it comes right through here in Las Vegas. I mean, we've been drenched the last couple of days, so we'll wait and see how the weather patterns are. But this is the way it is at this time of the year. It is, after all, getting very close to the first day of winter, and certainly the late days in fall. Do want to mention that one of our chatters has reiterated that he said that the Turf Paradise is not running today. That's from one of our chatters, and our chatters, the people watching, are pretty sharp at this stuff here. I went to Equibase to try to get the cancellation. Their website is down right now, and so we can't get anything out of them. So we'll go with the fact that that our chatter says that Turf Paradise has been canceled today. They're not running today, so we'll go with that, and we'll go as the news breaks here on the Race Day Show. Bob Hope, they couldn't find enough horses in this thing?
No, there were, I think, 2 entries the first day when it was supposed to be run on Saturday. There were 3 back on Sunday. Didn't use it. They came back to try and fill it for tomorrow. 3 entered again, so they scrapped the race, which is kind of sad. But, as we get closer to Los Alamitos, they have that Los Alamitos Futurity coming up, and a lot of horses have used this race to go to the Futurity, getting a little bit tight now to run in both, and I think maybe that's why a couple of barns, if we're going to sit, we're going to go to that race instead. But we're lacking a lot of 2-year-old winners, quality 2-year-olds in Southern California right now. If it's not trained by Baffert, there aren't that many.
Well, and the fact that Baffert's, most of his winners, the high-priced bred horses, all took a shot at the Breeders' Cup. So there's very few left for these type of races after the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar. But we'll wait and see. John, what's your schedule like for the Linda Report this week?
Done the late pick 5 for Churchill Downs tomorrow. Obviously, we'll do Del Mar through the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll do the late pick 5 at Churchill Saturday, and I'm just monitoring where we're at, and I'll add as I need to make sure that we have something for the folks at the South Point this weekend. So I'm just kind of have to, like everybody else, playing off the weather. Yeah, and as we know, at this time of the year, the weather, they have storms that back up over each other, and you get a storm and then some clear time, and then storm and some clear time, etc. So we'll wait and see how that rolls out through the jet stream this week for the racetracks. But we'll have you on in the mornings to let us know what's going on in Southern California. Thanks a lot, John, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. You got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right, you got it, my man. Now we go to Jerry Jackowitz, who I'm sure has some words of wisdom for betting strategies in our last 2 minutes of the show. Good morning, Jerry.
Yeah. We'll start right with try not to bet the favorite. That's the first
value
rule of making money in horse racing.
Value is the word, right, my man?
Money is the man. I mean, let's face it. You're not going to. Horse racing is not one of these games where you just win. You lose your fair share of plays, and you have to be prepared for that. And your betting strategy, the way you look at racing, the way you look at handicapping, has to accept the fact that the fastest horse or the best horse in the race has some chance to run poorly, and you can always hedge that horse out in an exacta box with another horse that you think can run better than expected, has hidden form, doesn't appear, at first glance as the obvious horse. But when you look a little more deeply at the form, you see the horse showed speed last time out for the first time in a while. Maybe it's a sign the horse is starting to feel better, run faster, needs a little conditioning, and maybe got it out of the last race. And now, since that last race to this race, can move forward. So the word move forward, or looking through the form, these are really the key notes to finding value horses who are on the improve.
Okay.
Another thing you can do is when you play these longer priced horses, you can play them to win in place and use obvious favorites hot horses and exactas. Like when I give out a play, for example, and
Jerry, we are pushing the time again, but we get the point that in horse racing you can lose more bets than you win. It's the money that you make when you win the bets that counts, and so we'll leave it at that.
Absolutely.
And you always have the last say, so go ahead and say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.